So with your breath and awareness through your bodysuit, and you're quiet in this state of witnessing what you were shown, witnessing what you were experiencing, not as your human self, but as your spirit and human self together. And ego has been quieted. It's silent, it's happy. So this is where you release the layers and the blocks and the limitations about you, and you can leap and expand forward into your bigger version, expansive self, but you're still yourself. Alaka tēnei ki tāna hala hakai. Haya nehi ki anana hakai, alala hakai. Haya riri ki talala hakai, nenehi ki. Haya lalala hakai, tarana ki tanana ki. So when you're tuning in with the light language, the breath, the body, the hearing, the senses, what your bodysuit feels like, what your brown, your face, and your skin suit feels like, what your internal structure feels like, as well as the tree in your space in your room, you can then be shown pieces of information that you could have a conversation where you were discussing something that you're working through, because what has already gone from your bodysuit is the mental chatter, and the train wreck is gone. You're now in this state of transcendence where you are body, mind, light as creator energy, as source energy in your bodysuit. But it's your human, like my Vicki is questioning. My Vicki is growing, but she's all of her light self in her human essence is growing. That's that me, myself, and I, body, mind, light in the human. So when I go through these conversations with my team, my bodysuit is taken along for the ride as well, which is where we get muscle memory from these experiences to then tap into later, once we go through another roller coaster or spiral in maybe an hour's time or tomorrow or a month. We can come back into this experience because you've accessed it through your body in an awakened state. You are awake going through it. You haven't drifted off and left your body anywhere. You are taking it with you with the tree, and you are in it, experiencing it all in the now without the ego. It's happy, it's peaceful, it's occupied, it knows that you're safe. Alaka tēnei ki. So with the fairies that have come through before, this is where if I'm stuck on mental chatter and strain and problems or self-deprecation, motherhood, it's you can talk to them. And with the fairies, they like to be, well, they're both. They're very loving and kind, but they're also very cheeky and mystical and troublesome. So it's depending on what I'm needing, like I say before, depending on what energy, masculine or feminine or inner child, that part of you that is holding you and guiding you through this energetic surge will dictate and bring forward the being or the energies or the pieces of information when you're in this transient state of alchemical creation with the tree in your room, in your forest. So if I'm needing to be more lighter and give myself a break and be a bit kinder to me, the fairies will be quite playful, or an archangel will come through, Jophiel will come through with nature and love and light. This is when the others start to come through and you can talk to them. And this is also when you, as I say, talk about with your team in this state, this alchemical creation, you're talking about a project or you're figuring out what your pros and cons with something. But because you're in this state of being of wholeness, you're not an ego mind. You are lighter with it. You're able to hear what your team have to say, whether it's in words, in tuning, in senses, in visions. You're going to receive it in a softer way. You will receive it in the way that you need to receive it for you to embody it. Because if you can't embody it, you're just going to keep roller coastering through these patterns. every energetic surge. It'll just get shown it differently each time until you get it. So with masculine or feminine energy, the masculine energy is very right-sided, active, doing. The feminine energy is very left-sided. And with the tree that I chose for this transmission, even though many were coming forward to be of use, I chose the Purposeful, which is very feminine, but also water and land. So you put together and you be open to receive, but you sort of do need to have some direction. You're going to have some intention with it. And it is sort of boundaries, because you have chosen to be quiet and you're in this space for about half an hour or so. You want it to be a purposeful state, and you've got so much to use with these alchemical creations and pockets of awareness that you want to work on something. And what you want to work on may be different from what you are going to actually work on, depending on where, because you've shifted, and your team will show you really what it is that you need to work on. And with that, you'll be able to see it like this, sort of hovering over it as it comes in and out. I see it as like, whether it's little umbrellas or little bubbles, or recently, it was last week, it was like little cloud pockets that would hold a different story that I'm working on, whether it's positive or negative. They were sort of cloud bubbles. And when we're in this state, while you're still grounding, you're going to get a lot coming through. So it's up to you to come back through all the different stages of breath, body, light, awareness, anchoring with your tree, and then building out from that to then get in charge of the situation, but not an ego, but just a deeper sense of self is going to be in charge. And the quick firing of thoughts and synapses and pockets of information that's floating around your spheres and your energy life lights that you are touching upon in the way that you live your life now, the quieter, the ones that are not relevant, this is also the time for them to just ground and be filtered, which is where the tree comes into again. It either filters it when it comes through cosmically or universally, filters it through the foliage so that it gets activated in light frequency then, and it runs down. You are aware of it. They're pocketing around you. They're firing off, but they're not the ones you want to work with, so you let them land. And then they can go down through the earth's core and the layers of the earth, because you're tree, roots, frequency. And when you tap into the roots of a tree, you learn to know that they've got this energetic communication with the other trees. So even though we're working with this, for this example, the feminine energy of the Purposeful tree, neighboring tree could be, for me, the toad tree is very masculine, so it could be the toad tree that takes it away, or it could be the water toad, or it could be a different mineral in the earth. You expand with your human knowledge of earth through this, and you use all of you, because you are a being, you're a human being on earth, so you use all of it. And this is the alchemical creation. This is where you get to use it. And because you're aware and awake in your body suit, your body is remembering it, your tissues are remembering it. And because it's light bound, the frequency of lower, or where we are maybe accessing parts of ourselves that's not positive and love and light, they're a lower vibration, that gets cleared away, because we only have space in these states for light frequency beings, earthly vessel, beauty, humanity is in this space. So that also leads us into the connections of alchemical connections, not so much that it's like energetic connections to somebody else. Like you were having, could be as simple as just disagreements with your kids or your partners, or something It's to do with someone else. You have an energy thought, there's been an experience, or that you know that there needs to be an experience. This other person has their version of it. They may be aware of it and they may be not. Instead of verbalizing it with them, this is when you've gone through your state of being within self and you are flowing with the different qualities in this alchemical creation, and you're working on a project, you're quieting down the other little bubbles, you're quieting down, but this project has a connection to another person. You can then communicate with teams, with energies, your quantum team, to that person, but you're not really going to that person. You're just going to that person's team. You're going to that person's energy. Halakatereke. And your team, you, visions, creations, talking to your team, asking their team to come forward to have a discussion about it. And you're witnessing through frequency. And frequency gets turned into energy and action through the body. But you don't want to aggravate the other side of the situation. You want to stay in your lane, in your space. So you're accessing it through your team. And when you're accessing it through your team, which are always with your best version of self moving forward, they support you and they grow with you, and they also lead you in a way that's light, or that's the best version of you. They're not going to let anything negative or low vibe be communicated in this space. So it will just automatically run off you. Once you catch it, just wriggle, take a breath, and let it flow through. Let it flow through the earth. And as long as you're still in the frequency of the tree, it's going to go through. Sometimes, well, as you can see in my space here, I've got peace lilies, and they are throughout my house. Plants can cleanse it as well. So balakatereke, you're in the alchemical creation state. So it's, you're talking with your team. So it's going through the roots of the tree. It's when the reason I've got that icky part to it is because you don't want to connect into somebody else's energy and not have an earthly flow circuit happening to clear it away. Otherwise, it's going to be left in your room, and then you're going to come back and forth into your room and you're going to get it because it hasn't grounded through. That's where holding space in alchemical presence is. It takes responsibility and time to come in when you're learning these fundamental practices, to time to come in and create it. But once you've got it going and you're regular with your practices, it's a split second and it's done, because your team will be there. But to get to that stage, you need to practice it. These are muscle memory and physical things that you're doing to activate more light within your field so that you can live a better life. You can supercharge your life with the energy of the universe, which is what this transmission is all about. So coming back to working with someone else, you want to know that it's going to flow through. You're still in a state of transcendence with your body, mind, light, team to flow it through you. It's not a matter of just saying it. You're actually feeling that frequency of it grounded through, like you're feeling now. If you tap into your brow is activated, and your lower legs, the ankles, your feet are going to feel quite held in the earth. That's because Gaia, Papatuanuku, Mother Earth, has got you. You are in the earth, so it's traveling through. But when you're doing it yourself after this transmission and you're practicing it, which is where you will probably want to come into this Masterclass again and re-listen to it again and again and again until you get it. And you can also not do it my way as gospel, but do it your way with what it means to you, what it feels to you, what it feels right for you. Then you are flowing it through. You're not just accessing and then leaving an energetic vortex happening out there in your biospheres, your fields of light spiraling around you, to mutate every time you tap into it. It's gone. It is through. You've got to release it out.